Salams and welcome. We're talking about marriage is a relationship and divorce is a pain. And we know that in any divorce, both the husband and wife suffer, but I found in my experience the woman suffer more. So please join me if you're contemplating marriage. Tell your kids to join, or if you're going through divorce or you have been divorced, let me know your comments. What has been your experience? What advice would you give to someone who wants to contemplate getting married? What advice would you give to someone going through a divorce? So in the previous episode, we spoke about money, and now we're going to the next chapter. As what I said, marriage is a relationship. Every letter is a chapter heading. So that we spoke on money and mother-in-law. Now we're going to A, which is acceptance, and R, which is respect. So let's try and do A and R today. So A stands for acceptance. Because someone doesn't love you, this is a quotation, because someone doesn't love you, let me just try and adjust this a bit. Because someone doesn't love you the way you want them to, doesn't mean that they don't love you with all that they have. Okay, fabulous quote. A stands for acceptance, right? So we're coming to this chapter called acceptance. A stands for acceptance. Accept your partner. We usually want perfection in our partner. Okay, and many times we have rose-colored glasses. When we initially get married, we think our partner is the perfect thing since pizza. But then we find imperfection. The pizza is no longer nice what we thought it was. The biryani is no longer nice. So you must accept your partner for what they are. We always look for the best, but then after you find some problems, then accept it, overlook it, unless they are serious problems. We usually want perfection, but before expecting perfection from our partner, we should first do introspection on ourselves. Are you perfect? So instead of pointing finger at the next person, remember when you point finger at the next person, there are four fingers pointing at you. Always acknowledge your own defects before trying to want better for someone else. You should accept your partner, warts and all. Acceptance comes from love. Do you really love your partner? Are you willing to accept their flaws? Is there something beyond? Do you transcend that love? As what we said, there are four things that track. We are made up of four components. A human being is made up of four dimensions: mind, body, soul, and heart. Mind lasts always. The body is only there for a short while. The looks go away. Mind, body, the soul is there forever, and your heart is forever. So if you're just going to marry someone for their looks, you're going to have a problem eventually. But if you're marrying the person as a package deal, the mind, the body, the soul, and the heart, whoa, then you're winning. So always remember what attracted you to that person, and that's how you come to the stage of acceptance. Acceptance comes from love. Love comes from attachment. Are you attached to that person? Do you have a magnetic quality with that person? Attachment comes not only from the external attraction, but more importantly, by seeing the person inside the body, and thereby bonding to that soul and that personality. You got to bond to that person. You bond intellectually. Maybe you bond because of the brain. You have an intellectual attraction. You have a physical attraction. You have an attraction of souls, or you have an attraction of heart. Like calls to like. It is the wholesome soul and the unique personality. It is the wholesome soul and the unique personality that radiates the inner beauty. A person may not look so attractive on the outside, but once you start talking to that person's heart and soul are so good and pure and gentle. All of a sudden, that person is so beautiful to you. The words are so beautiful. The face is so gentle and kind, and there's an inner light or glow coming from that person. And someone else will wonder, what does he see in that girl? And other people wonder, what does she see in him? But they don't know the heart of that person. You can only get to love someone once you understand that person more. Once you get to understand that person, you get an attachment, a bond, and a love. And that's how you get to accept your partner. The attractiveness is between your soul and another soul. There's two souls in one body. This attraction is beyond time and space and often inexplicable. You cannot put it down into words. So whenever you have a mudslinging match with your partner, and we all go through that, sometimes you have an argument, sometimes you say things you shouldn't have said and you regret, why did I say that? I just had a bad day, or I had a difficult day and I shouldn't have said that, and you're regretting. But you must always remind yourself what initially attracted you to that person, what brought you together. That's why I always suggest to my patients that please always keep a photo album of your wedding day. Remember what brought you together. Always remember that wedding day photo album. Keep it on a coffee table, keep it in a safe place. Whenever you're having a difficult day or a difficult argument, go through it, flip through it, and try and reignite the thing that initially attracted you together. Because the only reason you will stand with this man on the wedding day, you'll walk down the aisle, is because there was something that attracted you to this girl, or there was something that attracted you to this man. You said, I want to marry this person for the rest of my life. So try and figure out what were those things. Try and figure it out. And what motivated you to give this person permission to enter into your life 24/7? You no longer have freedom. 24/7, 365. When you are newly married and now you have to stay with a person 24 hours every day, then you are bound to find new things about your partner which you never knew before. Did you know that there was snoring? You never knew that before, so now you know. Did you know that sometimes when he eats garlic or something, either the burp is not good or the gas from the back is not good, and then we say, what is going on? So those are the realities of marriage. This does not necessarily mean that your partner has changed. It doesn't mean that people have changed. It just means you are now the rose-colored glasses. We all got rose-colored glasses, and these rose-colored glasses are then taken off, and you say, wow, now I see what's going on. It often means that you are now discovering new things about your partner. When you can reach the stage of acceptance, but when you reach that stage of acceptance, you will then have peace and tranquility. If you do not accept your partner, then you will find ongoing turmoil, disruption, unhappiness, and conflict in the relationship. Obviously, when talking about acceptance, it does not mean submissively just accepting any criminal or evil traits or domestic abuse. There you draw the line. If there's domestic abuse, if there's physical abuse, if there's verbal abuse, or you're being humiliated and being shamed, you draw the line. So acceptance doesn't just mean passive acceptance about everything. It means acceptance with honor and with dignity. There must be mutual love, mutual understanding, and that's where the concept of respect comes in. And join me in the next session when we will talk about respect. So we spoke about M in marriage, which is M is for money or mother-in-law. The A is for acceptance, and the next session we'll be going is looking at respect. So we are talking about marriage is a relationship, divorce is a pain. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about marriage and divorce? And we all know that life is difficult. We all go through phases in life. No one said that marriage is easy, but don't give up too easily on your marriage. Try and see in which way you can figure it out, solve the problems. Go to counseling, go to marriage counselors, speak to friends, but don't just give up. Always try and look for the positive things in your partner before you throw in the towel. Sometimes, unfortunately, there are irreconcilable differences, and as I mentioned, I'm discussing this from my book, Marriage is a Relationship, and we will go through chapter by chapter. Stay well, look after yourself.